Ladies and gentlemen, it has finally happened. We are here. I am so happy to see you. My dear brother Nunsi has forgiven me. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, you just don't know what it took for us to get this thing started this morning. It was heavy traffic in the StreamYard world. So we finally, I think I started this mission at 10:45. We finally got logged in and we are ready to go. Ready to bring you what we always do. Because there's no better way to start your week than starting with the Sideline Junkies and the Sunday Rise. Now, normally it starts at 11, but we at 11:30. And this ain't CPT. This is strictly because the universe was acting against us and traffic held us back. But we here now, and we're going to have some fun. We're going to take you through the playoffs. We talking NHL. We talking NBA. We got a bunch of rest in peace we got to hit. It's been a long, sad week. Well, we're going to transition and try to entertain you. I'm going to still leave Ice's line because he always takes my stuff. We're going to try to entertain you the best way we can while you're going through whatever you're going through. Whether it's your dog don't like you no more, your wife always want to argue with you, or your pet snake don't want to come out of his little hole in his aquarium. Whatever it is, we're here for that. We're here to help you. Let us help you. Help us help you. We will be your ambassadors of Quan. I am the Midnight Rider. He's the big guy, KG. We're going to start this off. So I'm going to let KG do what he do best, and that's host this show. So I'm going to turn it over to the host, and let's go.
Welcome to another edition of the Sunday Rise. Thank you, Midnight Rider, for that arousing introduction that you give us every week. Man, we got to make up for lost time. First and foremost, to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. If you one of those to celebrate, awesome. We talked about it last night on the Saturday Night WrestleManiacs. For all the mothers, thanks for putting up with us as wrestling fans and sports fans, and all the above. So, quickly, something that we forgot Thursday night.
Oh, I got to hold on. Whispers gave me her list too.
Okay. Something we forgot Thursday night. We were talking iconic sports shows, and Doc Walker's Pro View is one that's local. So if you know Doc Walker's Pro View, Doc Walker's one of the hardest working men in TV. And I'm gonna say this, not because I sit in with him 4 times a week, sometimes 5, and do a show, but I think the Midnight Rider himself is on Doc Walker's status as much as he worked. Because the man does it all. You need somebody need to fill in on Pretenders or Contenders. Midnight Rider got it. You need a baseball expert to go with the other baseball experts over there on Drive Time. Midnight Rider got it. You want to talk wrestling and you want to go full wide on the WrestleManiacs. Midnight Rider got it. The dude, I'm giving him his flowers, but putting over Pro View at the same time. But the dude, he does it all, and he don't look like he's stopping, and I'm loving it, every bit of it, because that dedication, man, you make me happy when Midnight Rider, I got it. And then you'll see him on another show, then he'll run from one studio to the other and slide in and be like, oh, I was a little late, but I'm here. The other show was Hard Knocks. We didn't mention Hard Knocks. I forgot all about Hard Knocks. I love me some Hard Knocks. I do. And I forgot all about it. So
here's what Miss Tara Rogers sent me. She sent me Friday Night Lights. I think we mentioned that. All American. The Last Dance. Coach. She said WWE. I don't know if she was talking about she could probably be talking about Main Event, because Main Event was a classic that used to come on Channel 4 at like 11:30. The Game, Survivor's Remorse. I completely forgot about this show. First and 10,
Mm-hmm.
24/7, Boxing After Dark, March Madness Tournament. She said A League of Their Own, the Olympics, On the Record with Bob Costas, and HBO Championship Boxing. Pretty impressive list. And we named some of that stuff, but some of that stuff we didn't even touch. But guys, that just shows you the amount of sports that we have in this world. And you said something funny in the intro. You said something about how you drive people crazy on Mother's Day or mothers dealing with us as sports fans. I always remember, like, I'd first start, like, I'd meet a girl and I'd be like, yo, I'm a diehard sports fan. And they'd be like, oh, that's okay. I like that. Say, no. You understand? I'm a diehard sports fan. Oh, okay. And like, after like 2 games, she was like, oh, no, you're into sports. I was like, I told you I'm a diehard sports fan. Ooh, I don't know how to do this. Okay. But yeah, man, it's a great honor to do the show with you. Imagine how we started this, 2020? I was the guest that wouldn't go away. So,
and what's crazy, we got a thing. You show up one time, do a good job, you got an open seat. You show up 2 times, do a great job, you got a shelf in the refrigerator. You show up the 3rd time and do a great job. God daggone, you might as well bring a blanket and a pillow because we just all just bunking like grandma's house. We just gonna be in the living room. We just bunking. And that's what happened. And I always say the same thing. You came in because Delonte was out, Big Jim was out, BJ was out.
Yep.
Junie was out.
Yep.
So most of the time it was just me by myself. And you saved my ass plenty of nights where I'm trying to get through stuff and I don't have anybody to bounce it off of. Because it's one of those nights where you just can't do a long monologue. You got to have that ebb and flow. And then all I see in the comments, send me the link, send it. What's supposed to be a 45-minute show. This is what started the hour-and-a-half shows because we got the rapping and we got the talking and everything got going, man. Beautiful thing.
Shout out to Dwayne. Dwayne kept saying it every time I saw him. He was like, yo, I'm talking about 7 to 8 years he would say it. And I was like, all right, I guess he knows stuff. I guess so. I believe it when I see it. So I believe it.
I'm glad you believe it. Maddie said, Shorzy becoming that in hockey as far as TV shows go. So many great chirps in it. Shorzy, I'm going to have to look that up.
You ain't alone.
I'm going to have to definitely look that up.
Let's get to these because we got a lot of people to remember. Yeah,
because we got to hit the rest in peace here. Bobby Cox. And what's crazy, we talked about Ted Turner Thursday.
Yeah.
The People's Choice Don Rodriguez gave his thoughts on Ted Turner on last night. And then we lose Bobby Cox on Saturday, which is crazy because Bobby Cox is one of those guys. And I know you followed Atlanta Braves baseball for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
As a player, he batted .225, had 9 home runs, and 58 RBIs. He only played a season. With the Yankees. Then he went on to become a manager in 78 of the Braves. From 78 to 81, he managed the Braves, and he came back in 90 to 2010. He took them to a World Series in 95. He won a World Series in 77 and 95. He won a World Series in 77 as, a third base coach, I believe. He managed the Toronto Blue Jays from 82 to 85. Braves Hall of Fame, Baseball Hall of Fame, 4-time Manager of the Year. His number 6 is retired in Atlanta. And he came out and threw a final pitch. An opening day pitch one year. And the umpires got together after he threw his pitch at home plate, and they collectively ejected him out of the game, which was absolutely wonderful because he was known for getting ejected. So I'm going to turn this over to you, Midnight Rider.
Man, I don't even know where to start. There's so many stories I hear. And then one of my favorite ones, Chipper Jones tells this one. He talks about Barry Bonds being the greatest baseball player he's ever seen. And he said that in one of their pre-game meetings this night, Bobby Cox goes 25. We don't pitch to him. I don't care what it is. We don't pitch to him. He gets 4. We're going to walk him. So it just so happened it's late in the game, and they bring in the lefty, Ray King. I think if I remember Ray King correctly, I think he wore 56. Stocky black dude, flamethrower, coming out of the pen. And for some reason, he decided he was going to pitch to Barry Bonds. He hung a slider, and Bonds hit that thing in McCovey Cove and started running around the bases. And as he was going around second base, they said you could hear Bobby Cox yelling, "This is why we don't pitch to him. This is why we don't pitch to him." That's one. My other favorite one is there's one with Maddox. I forgot who he was pitching to, but Cox didn't want them to pitch to him. He wanted to walk him. And Maddox looks at the catcher, and he's like, "We're pitching to this guy." He's like, as they're leaving, everybody's huddled in, he looks at Chipper Jones, who's playing third. He says, "Chip, it's going to be a pop-up to you." He's like, Chipper goes, "What?" It's like, about 4th or 5th pitch, it's going to be a pop-up to you. So Cox is expecting them to walk the guy. Maddox throws the first pitch. Cox is incensed, in a rage. He's yelling at the bench coach. I forgot the bench coach name. He's yelling, "I said walk him. Why are we pitching to him?" Next pitch, fastball, low and away, strike. I think it's 1-1. He throws a high fastball for ball 2, so it's 2-1. He comes back with a fastball inside, popped up down the third baseline. Ball falls where? Chipper Jones' glove. Bobby Cox is still living because he wanted to walk him. Maddox walks in the dugout and says, "There you go, Skip," and walks away from him. And Cox just sits down and is like, "I don't know why you wanted to walk the guy to the bench coach." He was like, "What? You wanted to walk him?" So just antics, man. And that's the beauty of baseball, man. Baseball, there's so many stories, so many things where we can just talk about the beauty of the game. I know I saw some tributes last night. Andrew Jones talked about him being like his second dad. Because, of course, Andrew came over. I think he was 17 when he got up to the majors. If not 17, he was just 18. So, just imagine that and having that figure around you your whole career. Bobby Cox was a great teacher, a great man. And he did things on the edge. I think he has the all-time record for ejections in Major League Baseball. He's been ejected the most of any manager. So I must leave it with that. That's the last I'll spend on Bobby Cox. Because I could go on and on.
Well, I respect Bobby Cox to the fullest because he had the Braves in the 90s. The Braves were the team of the 90s. Let's just call it spade a spade. Now, granted, they only got one World Series victory, but they were the team of the 90s. But he also let a young superstar bud and Deion Sanders. He never tried to dim Deion Sanders' light. And I love that about him, And if I'm not mistaken, Bobby Cox is the one that got ejected and came back in disguise, didn't he?
Now that was you think about I know what you think about. You think about Bobby Valentine.
Bobby Valentine. Okay, okay. Because when you say ejection and Bobby Cox, that no, that go hand in hand.
Yeah, and he gets his money's worth every time.
Yeah, I mean, good grief, but he has to be one of the greatest managers in our generation. I mean, you know, when our generation is, I'm talking our generation of baseball, because he stayed with a job. And when you stay with a job, he coached collectively the Braves for what, 24 seasons collectively, not consecutively, but collectively. And having a pitching rotation of Glavine, Smokes, and God, I can't never think of the third guy.
No, it's Glavine, Smokes, Maddox, Steve Avery for his little stretch, and they had one other guy. Sometimes it was Charlie Lee Brandt, the junk baller. They had a lot of guys, man. It was just, and that's one of the teams that I used to always follow their minor league system. From guys like Ryan Klesko, Andrew Jones, Chipper Jones. I mean, they just had guys that kept coming up out of the system, and the only reason I know them is because Nintendo Baseball Stars. I used to always put those players on my teams. It was that, and then you always had to build your team up with the money you won. So you always play the ladies team because the ladies would give you like $70,000 to put towards your roster. Whereas you play the guys, the most you get is like 32. It was funny, man. I love that game.
Maddie said brutal week for Braves fans. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Did you have one that I missed? Because you said several. Did you have one that I missed?
Which one?
As far as rest in pieces go.
I thought we had something else. Hold on. I thought I saw it in your rundown. Maybe I was tripping because this morning was crazy. Oh, no. It's Happy Trails. That's what I was looking at. My bad.
Okay. So, respectfully, we will move on. Rest in peace, Bobby Cox. And we will move on to said Happy Trails. And that Happy Trails is we got a couple of retirements. It may not be big for everybody in retirement era, but PJ Tucker has called it a career. The 6'5" big man from North Carolina, second round pick of the Toronto Raptors in 2006. Hasn't played in the league since last year for the New York Knicks. Started out with the Raptors and went overseas from 2007 to 2012. Then he came back with the Phoenix Suns, again with the Raptors, the Rockets, the Bucks, the Heat, the Sixers, the Clippers, and then the Knicks. Won a championship with the Bucks in 21. He has an Israeli Super League championship and an Israeli Super League MVP. German League champion, German League Finals MVP, German Cup champion, German League All-Star, German League Importer of the Year in 2012, Ukrainian Super League All-Star in 2009. So PJ Tucker calls it a career. Let me see, I ain't got no career averages. Nope, you don't give me no career averages because you don't love me. But he had a long and arduous career, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he had a pretty damn good career. If I'm being honest.
I think he's this generation's Larry Johnson. Like if we were younger, like if we were kids, we would give PJ Tucker the same level we gave LJ back in the day. Not from in terms of he was always like a guy like me and a guy like you, where you're sometimes in the post with the trees, even though you ain't supposed to be in the post with the trees, but because you're stronger or whatever, you end up down there. PJ was kind of my guy like that. I like him for that reason. He was a defensive stopper. He gave you everything he had. I thought he had 2 rings. I thought he was on that Toronto team with Kawhi, but maybe I'm wrong. But I also love that series he had. I guess he was with the Bucks. Yes, and they were playing the Nets. And him and KD's mom kept going back and forth. Um, that was the ultimate sign of respect. I love that whole setup. It was perfect, man. It was just one of those things where you could see her trying to protect her son, but she also had mad respect for him. And some of it was playful, some of it was, her trying to get her skin. And there we go. All right. Shame you're doing a little bit of everything today.
I thought it was just me.
Nah, I saw it.
Okay. I thought it was just me. Now I'm not going to sit here and BS and be like, oh man, PJ Tucker, what he brought to the game, he's got to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I think he should go in the Hall of Very Good. So, career averages, what's that? 6.6 points a game, 1.1 steals, 1.4 assists, and 5.4 rebounds per game. He was more of a tools guy. That's what he was. He was more of a tools guy.
He did your dirty work.
Yeah.
You needed somebody
most guys that do that don't get recognized too often.
Right.
Our next Happy Trails is a little local, and it's for Taylor Heinicke, who decides to call it a career. This dude has been around from Georgia, went to Old Dominion, undrafted, went as an undrafted free agent to the Minnesota Vikings, wound up on New England's practice squad, then went to the Houston Texans, then went to the Carolina Panthers, where he made an indelible mark on Ron Rivera. Then he went to the St. Louis Battlehawks. I think that was at the UFL.
Mm-hmm.
Then he came over to the Washington football team / Commanders, and they were having quarterback troubles. He comes in and he made, and we don't throw out legend too often, but when you make a play and you damn near defeat the eventual Super Bowl champions, he made himself a Commanders he made himself a football team legend. Because everybody talks about the dive to the pylon. Everybody talks about, you looking at me crazy, but everybody loves Taylor Heinicke. Say they don't.
Oh, Jesus.
And notice I said a football team, not a Commanders, not a Redskin, a football team. He was a ray of sunshine during that dark period. He's not going to let me have this one, folks.
No. This is what I'm going to give you. Because I think I know what you're trying to say. Because, see, this is what happens sometimes in Commanderland. We get a little too free sometimes with the compliment. I think he had a legendary moment with the dive to the pylon. I think for his skill set, he made a mark by being the underdog, being the guy that really didn't have the skill to be a starter, but fought like heck, gave you everything he had, and helped you succeed or helped you win as much as he could. He's one of those guys that he was all guts. You know what I mean? He gave you everything he had. It's almost like when sometimes you see people that are very talented and they don't even scratch the surface of what their talent should be. And then there's guys that don't have nearly as much talent, but they get every ounce of talent out of that. They squeeze that orange until it's completely done. They got all the juice out of that orange. And that's what Heinicke reminds me of. There were some plays. I mean, the one that sticks out to me the most is there's the scramble against the Falcons where he just throws it up and Terry McLaurin just comes back to the ball and catches it. There's and in that same game, he throws a crazy screen to J.D. McKissick, I think it is. He runs up the sideline, and that's the game winner. There's some great plays that Heinicke had. There's some bad ones. He's always going to have a life in this city because he came through in certain moments. He was the guy, the battle-tested guy. We wanted to make him our franchise QB, but franchise QBs can't have the deficiencies that he has or he had. But and I think we saw that when he went everywhere else. Everywhere else he went, he never really got major time and major minutes or opportunities to start. He may have gotten a spot start here and a spot start there, but he was never the starter for long periods of time. So I'll give it up to a guy. Now, here's a guy that probably was supposed to be on the couch, and by fate, he was able to get an opportunity. Because the reason he's even in Washington is because the Denver Broncos had the infamous situation where all of their quarterbacks were in the same room, and somehow somebody got COVID. So they were all out with COVID. And they had to start their wide receiver. I think it was Tim. Can't think of Tim's last name. I think he wore like number 16. They started their wide receiver at quarterback because he was their emergency quarterback. And after that week of games, one Ronald Eugene said to Scott, we got to get somebody in here that pretty much knows the offense already. And he was like, I know a guy. And so they called Heinicke while he was on his sister's couch. And Heinicke came up, and that's how the legend began here in DC. The legend began all from COVID happening and a team playing a wide receiver, a quarterback. So then, of course, I think something happens and Alex Smith is hurt. Something happens to the other quarterback. And then the next thing we know, here we are talking about a guy who had an 11-year career as a quarterback in this league. And maybe he made $20 million. And because he was studying finances and all that stuff, he's probably doubled that or made some money off of that. So here we are, reflecting on the key.
I'm gonna say this to clarify what I said earlier. I think legend was the wrong. I like what you said, legendary moment. I think legend is the wrong word, but I put him in a room with Alvin Garrett, Timmy Smith.
Can I interject here?
Sure.
I think there's a place. I'm starting to name this place. I think it's the Redskin fan folklore heroes. That's what I'm gonna call that building. So you can take your Cam Sims, put them in there. You can take your Taylor Heinicke's. One guy that I was overly excited for to see him play was Chase Minifield, who never saw the field. Like these are, what's your boy's name? Cole Brennan. He can go in there.
Yeah.
We should have a ceremony. Like one either a Thursday or a Sunday. We should call it. We should induct players in the Redskin Folklore Hall of Fame.
Derek Mason's not Derek Mason. What's the kid's name?
Yeah,
the running back. Darnarian
McCants
is in there. The running back from the preseason with Colt Brennan. They was like, yeah, this is our combo right here.
Marcus Mason, that's his name. So what you got to do is you got to go get you a tuxedo T-shirt, and we'll have a ceremony one morning or one evening, and we'll call it. We'll poll. I got a commanders group, where they're not too outrageous, and I'm gonna put it in there, and they're gonna give us suggestions to introduce or put players into the Redskin Folklore Hall of Fame.
I like
So
that.
I like Nick Giaquinto, one of my favorites. That was my dad's favorite guy. And give me a second. 7 years ago to yesterday. I lost my pops. So it's kind of funny that we're having this conversation. But yeah, it's been 7 years, man. It's crazy. Let's take a commercial break.
You got it. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We will be right back after this commercial break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sideline Junkie Sunday Rise. We are here. We've been battling all day. StreamYard had us held up for about 30 minutes this morning. Oh gosh, do you see what I see in the comments?
Yes, I was getting ready to get to that.
Go ahead, hit that.
Maddie say heading out, guys. Teddy's first guards game. Oh man. Oh, Maddie, you got to give us picks. You got to give us everything. Oh my goodness.
Hey man, we gotta talk to Teddy's parents because I got this great baseball pick of Teddy that I did through ChatGPT. I just need permission to release it. So if they give me the okay, this joint is funny, y'all. I just trust me. Just trust me. I got you on this one, KG. Oh, here we go.
Tim Walker said the Lakers can meet me while I go fishing, player.
What's up, buddy? I knew you would find your way over here today. I had me a nice little successful romp when your Celtics got eliminated from the playoffs. So I fully expect this to come full circle and be equally as enjoyable for you as it was for me. So have fun, enjoy. Soon and very soon. We'll saw that from Sunday mornings. We all know that gospel song. Soon and very soon, we'll be evoking the words of one Nicholas Van Exel, and we will be going 1, 2, 3 Cancun. So I'm with you, bro. I hear you.
All right. Now we said we put a pin in this. We were talking about the NCAA being expected to go to 76 teams in the tournament on both sides, men and women. Now, Midnight Rider, on Thursday, you brought up some very, very valid points on why it's good. Of course, I have my problems with it. I thought 64 was good enough, but I don't care for it, to be honest.
Yeah, so this is where I know where there's danger in my moral compass. I'll say it that way. I know 64 or 68 is the right way for this thing to go, but when you think about the NCAA, and it needing something to help them generate more income. They can't get any more income by expanding the playoff system because the football playoff system benefits the conferences. It benefit um, doesn't benefit the league itself or the NCAA. The NCAA makes all its money off of the NCAA basketball tournament. So this is why the expansion is happening, and it's also good for the schools. I mean, you think about whatever. So say, let's talk about Howard playing in the play-in. You know, they still get a nice little check from that ball game, whatever that purse is. Let's say that purse is $300,000 or 400,000. Well, they get that 400,000 for that win, and that goes right in their coffers, and that helps them fuel their program, you know, for the next couple of months. I remember, when Mason made their run, and I went back on campus, they had like a swimming pool, they had the hotel added, like the NCAA tournament can be very prosperous for a program and help a program or help a college. Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa. No, you can't mute yourself after the sneeze. What are you doing here? What are we doing?
I couldn't hit mute fast enough. Good grief, that came out of nowhere.
Oh,
Lord have mercy.
But no, I mean it's that simple. The tournament can change a campus, can change things with teams. So from that aspect, I get it. That's the only way they can get more money is by growing the tournament out. And also helps when you have there's a quote from Gary Williams. He was always for expanding the tournament because he knew, and this was probably a shot at Debbie Yao, that dumb athletic directors don't care about how you get in the tournament as long as you get in the tournament. So he thought that expanding the tournament would be great for him because, you know, as long as he made the tournament, it was like job security.
Now,
here we go.
Tim says, meet me on the island, player. And don't forget to put yourself on the island with us.
I will send that out. That's you know what? I can honor that request. I'll see if I can, once we get eliminated, I'll see if I can get LeBron, Tatum, myself, you, on the beach, feet in the sand. I got you. That could be our tradition. I'll take that one. I'll take that one.
Here's what's crazy about this tournament because, excuse me, think about it in the 80s. What did you have? I mean, you went from 32 teams to what, 48?
Yeah, I think it was
because at one point in time, even good teams weren't making the tournament in the 80s.
Right.
You had to win your conference, and there was no at-large bids because everybody always talks about those Maryland teams of the 80s. Were they good teams? Yeah. But because the NCAA tournament was so small, you couldn't, it was hard to make it. So I think that was once they expanded.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. I think it's the late 70s team. I want to say there was like a 79 team from Maryland that didn't make the tournament because they lost, or maybe it was the 83 team that lost to NC State or somebody, and they got in the tournament and Maryland didn't. I can't remember the exact year, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I thought we rectified that because you come to, let's fast forward to the 90s. And, you know, all of the 90s, you had really good teams. You didn't hear too many people saying, oh, so-and-so should have made it. You didn't make this, didn't make that. And we were on the bubble. Now, I love bubble and RPI talk when it comes down to February and March, and you start talk. But we don't even talk RPI anymore. We don't talk. You talk bubble teams, but the teams that be on the bubble ain't even teams that should be on the bubble. This team is 28-4, but they're a bubble team. Why the hell are they a bubble team at 28-4? But now you start talking quality of wins and who they beat and who they. It's so complicated now, but now it's gonna be even more complicated because now, if you adding 8 more teams into the the tournament. What does that mean? Are we still going to pare it down to a field of 64?
Yeah.
And it's going to be a bunch of play-in games?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So think about it like this. You can, I mean, because I can see, I got a vision for it. And I know you're going to evoke the words of the great poet laureate Deborah Cox and say, how did we get here? We got here because what they can do is they can turn Tuesday and Wednesday into the precursor for Thursday and Friday. And if we get the right games, we can have the situation where we're rooting for teams on Tuesday, because maybe instead of, what is it? I think we had like the game because it was 4 games, right? So we had a game at 7 and 10. So maybe now we go 3, 5, 7, 9 in terms of game start times. We got 4 games on Tuesday, 4 games on Thursday. I mean, I'm sorry, on Wednesday. And that leads us up to the Thursday, Friday first round. And now you also have content. Great word. I know a guy that used to always talk about content, but you have content to provide now in a bigger space on a Tuesday, bigger space on a Wednesday. So now you're stealing moments, and you're going to get some, whether it's Ion, whether it's TBS, whether it's TNT, whether it's CBS, you're going to get somebody that's going to want to take those games on. Now you got a platform. Now you get more money coming in because you got another TV deal. And that's all this is about, is the TV deal. All it's about.
I get it. I don't. Do I like it? Is the question.
You can't like it. You won't like it because you're a traditionalist. But, here they are in the big leagues getting their turn at bat. As long as we here, it's you and me together. And there ain't nothing wrong with that, because now they moving on up. They gone from 64 to 78 or whatever it is, brother. So that's how it's going to be. And when things happen, we just going to go on with it. And on and on. On and on. Somebody got to sit by the apple tree.
All right, man. We'll see how this works out. We'll see how this works.
Hey, man.
Tim said it's a great honor to see company on the island, Lakers fans.
We're not there yet.
Speaking of playoffs, we got an NHL playoff update. What we got? We were last on Thursday. So the Canes take a 3-0 lead Thursday over the Flyers. They win 4-1. Friday, the Canadiens beat the Sabres 5-1. That series is tied at 1 apiece. Also on Friday, the Golden Knights win 6-2 and take a 2-1 lead. Then yesterday, which was Saturday, the Canes sweep again, 4-0. They went 3-2 over the Flyers. The Wild beat the Avalanche. Colorado still leads that series 2-1. And today you have Sabres at Canadiens at 7 o'clock, and then Golden Knights at Ducks at 9:30.
Yes.
The Sabres Canadiens tied at 1-1. This is game 3. Of course, I said Vegas is up 2-1 on the Ducks. Any thoughts on those games that have passed so far?
It just, I mean, there's certain things in life that happens. And there's like, when Matty Ice starts talking hockey, he reminds me of that great commercial where it says E.F. Hutton. Or like when E.F. Hutton talks, everybody listens. Like, that's got to be when Matty, because I think he's been calling this for a minute. And I know I have this in my bracket for the hockey challenge. I just think this is us spinning our fingers, buying our time till we get to Colorado and Carolina because they look like the two best teams. Every time I turn on my TV, it just doesn't look fair. It doesn't look like the other teams belong with them. They may go into overtime, but they don't win the ball games. And I just, yeah, I don't know how else to even describe it, KG, but it's just kind of like I to see a foregone conclusion. And hopefully, it doesn't end that way because we've gotten some good hockey out of this. Like even though Carolina and Colorado have been dominant, but we've gotten some good games. Like last night, the Carolina game goes into OT, so it's we have those moments, but it's just one of those things where it feels inevitable. It feels like Thanos.
Now, you speaking of the hockey challenge that we have on ESPN, as it sits right now, Duval Paul is number one. Tied with him is some guy that named his bracket Patrick Waugh's glove hand.
Who would name it?
Who would do that?
I don't know.
Bay Blitz is 3. Midnight Rider is 4. Matty Ice Now Picks is tied for 4, as well as Vic Carr. They're 4. Showtime Sarah Betting My Life. It's also tied for 4. Out right now is Jeff Nail, Maddie Preseason Picks, Scooter, and I think that's Showtime down at 11. But she's not out. Still in it. So this is I'm gonna tell you something. I picked Carolina just off a hunch because I was like, you know what? Maddie don't just talk about Carolina as his team. He talks about them overall and how good they are. And I think it was a year before last when we did a show and Maddie was like, Carolina is a different breed. I think the Caps was playing Carolina in the playoffs.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly what it was.
And they dismantled the Caps. They took them out behind the woodshed and administered an ass whooping like no other. And I was like, damn. And then he said that they got better the next year. And I think they won the Stanley Cup that year. Almost won it last year.
It was BTA, baby.
I said I wasn't going I wasn't going against them this year.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So shout out to Maddie because Carolina, boy. I can only hope the Caps look like that sometime soon. But I want the Caps to look like that with Ovi, but who knows?
It's Sunday, right? And his mother's okay. All right. Sorry. I'm thinking about home runs that I need for the day. And this is a J Ram day. Jose Ramirez coming through in the clutch with a home run for your boy. I mean, right there. It's that Luther Curl. Like the last 2 nights, I got 2 out of 3. It's just like, can I get that?
Mm-hmm. All right. We'll move over to the NBA playoffs. Now let's go back to Thursday. Pistons beat the Cavs 107-97. Pistons lead that 2-0. Lakers beat Thunder beat the Lakers 125-107.
That's how we're gonna do this? Really? That's how we're gonna do this? You're gonna have a Freudian slip when you're talking about the Lakers and the Thunder. We just gonna do that.
It wasn't done on purpose, now.
Everybody, see, I tell you, boy, you people ain't. Yeah, I tell you, you and your people.
And then we move over to Friday night. The Knicks beat the 76ers 108-94. The Spurs beat the Timberwolves 115-108. They lead that series 2-1. Then the Cavaliers still won over the Pistons yesterday 116-109. And the Thunder, top of the Lakers again, 131-108 yesterday. Here's a question for you. And I said that the only way the Lakers will win this series, they should win this series if they didn't have to play the refs. But everything the Lakers do.
No.
We call a spade a spade. Everything the Lakers do is a foul. They called the foul on DeAndre Ayton 1 second into the game.
Look,
Now, was it a foul? Yes. But it happens so often on tip-offs, I've never seen it called like that. I've seen players go to the lane, get knocked to the floor, and no whistles blown. But I've seen SGA go to the lane, and somebody gets this close to him, hand straight up, and they blow a whistle. Nothing is going to make me change my mind and stop calling SGA a foul merchant, because that's what he is. So he gets more phantom calls than anybody I've seen in recent history.
I respectfully disagree with that. I think superstars get fouls called in this league, and they've always done that. After Jordan got over the mountaintop and beat Detroit, that whistle with Jordan got real quick. So it's not like it's not a thing. It's not something new. This isn't Christopher Columbus discovering America, or Amerigo Vespucci discovering America when there's already indigenous people here. You know what I'm saying? We're not creating new land and new ideas and new thoughts. What we have here is a situation where I think teams get calls, and because they're aggressive, the referees call the game to their style. But let's not trip. I mean, because what the Lakers would need to win this series from this team is they would need Rui Hachimura to do a Denny Avia and become like a all-star player. They would need for some of their other guys like Kennard to go like 7 for 7 on a night. And the bad thing about it is that can happen once, but it ain't gonna happen twice, not even 3 times. You know what I'm saying? So this is straight out of the Commodores. You know what I'm saying? They won't be 3 times lady. So our hopes are on bended knee right now. You know what I'm saying? And at a certain point, it's going to be so hard to say goodbye to yesterday, because I think we're going to get eliminated soon, and very soon. Take us back to church. We are going to Cancun.
You know what? I'm not saying that we're coming up with anything new when we talk about these fouls. It's nothing new. I'm just saying that I noticed that OKC gets away with a lot. I noticed that OKC gets a lot of calls to go their way. I noticed that people talk about, oh, LeBron, he has the worst whistle of all time. But LeBron kind of sort of brung that on himself with a lot of flopping he's did over the years. But he's genuinely getting knocked to the floor, which would any other series probably be a foul call. This right here, and this is me, I'm old school. I'm like, okay, if SGA goes to the lane and somebody kind of glides by him and they call a foul, the next time down the floor he goes to the lane, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to show you what a foul is. I'm like Bill the Butcher in Gangs of New York. He says, that's a wound. That's a wound. So this is a foul. This is a foul. And then, oh, you think you're going to drive by me? Oh, so you saved my life one time to take it the next like a sneak thief? Okay, guess what? That's a foul. Now you know what a foul is. Now you can cry because I just broke your collarbone. I don't give a damn about the fine. I don't give a damn about none of that. But you're going to cry about fouls? I'm going to make you feel that shit.
Okay. I mean, you living by the words of that great song, Let's Get Physical.
But that's just it. It's not even physical. And here's the problem. It's not just an NBA level. It's trickling down. You watching, I got to find the video. It's an AAU. There's 2 AAU videos. It's either AAU or youth basketball, whatever. Kid gets a steal. He's being guarded. Kid got his hands up like this. He's running. And dude's not touching him. Then he throws the ball up and one. Nobody fouled you. The dude stopped and moved off you. And you threw the ball up and slid on the floor and you called and one. What? The other one, it was a dead ball. They blew the whistle. He goes for motion. He steps in, moves out. The kid, when he steps in, he falls back. They call the foul. We are ruining the fabric of the goddamn game.
My dad used to always tell me, and we'd get in games, and there were times the games he could make because of his work schedule. He'd say to me, he was like, "All right, well, they're gonna call it. Make them feel it. Make them understand that that's a foul." So. I mean, you got a choice here, man. You know what I'm saying? What's that song? There's a song that says, "Life is what you make it."
Yeah.
So that's what you gotta do. You gotta make it. You know what I'm saying? You can't fake the funk. You gotta let it happen, man. And then if they calling you for fouls, well, I'm gonna earn my foul. That was my theory with technical fouls. If I'm gonna get a check, I'm gonna earn my tech. I'm gonna Bobby Cox this technical foul situation, and the refs gonna look at me because most of the time I knew a lot of the refs because I talked to them all the time. I was working refs. Like from the start of the game, I always had they always knew to check with the table coming out of timeouts because the other team could call a timeout, and I'm going to them like, so it's our ball going this way, right? And the ref would look at me be like, yeah, because he had no idea. I try to steal possessions. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta, like, man, you gotta be on your P's and Q's, man. Uh-oh. He is, baby. Q and Anthony, baby.
Q and Anthony. He said, I have a question, guys. Does SGA get the same favoritism when it comes to the whistle as guys like Kobe? And Kobe got a lot of foul calls for him, or is SGA 10 times worse than Kobe? I don't think Kobe had a great whistle either.
He actually had a good one.
I think it was good, but I don't think it was great.
I think Mike's whistle was better than everybody's.
Yes.
There's the clip with the older referee saying, "I believe you, Michael." It's like, what?
I didn't see it, but I believe you say it's a foul. I'm gonna call a foul.
What? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? But they still tell me that Tim Donaghy was the only one. So I believe them. Wink, wink. It was only Tim Donaghy. He was the only one.
I love it. But we got playoff games today. So you got the Knicks got a chance to close out the 76ers. No Motown Philly there. They got a chance to close them out in Philly today with a sweep at 3:30. Spurs and Timberwolves at 7:30 tonight. So, and then tomorrow you got Pistons Cavaliers, and then Thunder Lakers at 10:30 on the late game. And
I'm happy for the Cavaliers to actually get one and the way they got it because kind of Harden, he doesn't make up for his playoff history, but he gets like a plus in his. God, I don't even think I give him a plus. It's just like he didn't change the narrative. It's because he got so much negative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I want to give him props, but it's almost like I can't give him props because he's done so much wrong that you can't really be like, yeah, good job. So Harden saved them last night, so we'll go from there.
We got a bracket challenge for the NBA playoffs as well. Number one, some guy named Hondo's Rings.
What?
Who is that?
I don't know. Who would name themselves Hondo Rings?
I don't know who this ESPN picks one is for number two. Babe Blitz was number two also, but they eliminated. Had a second pick. These are all tied for Babe Blitz picks two. Midnight Rider and Fat Poet all tied for fourth. So we got a little competition going on here. We got a little competition going on. All right. It's about that time. It's about that time to tell me what you eating today.
Are we already at the end?
Yeah.
I thought we ain't no baseball.
I didn't think we had no baseball.
All right, we good. We good. Let's go. Shoot.
What you eating
So,
today, Ryder?
oh, hold on. I don't have I don't have the Spanish version of my in my backgrounds. No, I'm trying to be partially Puerto Rican today. I'm gonna do some arroz con pollo.
Ooh,
Yeah, I got some chicken thighs that I'm gonna use. I already have my the only thing I don't have is sofritas. Like I'm trying to get close to arroz con pollo Puerto Rican style, you know. And the inspiration and my thought process was just real simple. Like I just wanted to do something different. Cause I always say, oh, we get on here and I'm like, um, you know, I can do this, I can do that, you know, rice, chicken, rice, and what did Jack used to always joke with me about? Peppers and onions.
peppers and
Always
onions.
joking. Peppers and onions. But nah. Um, good times, man. I'm gonna try to keep it as simple as possible. Let me see something here. Yeah, I'm trying to go to the movies, get into this. I'm sorry.
This right here was on point. I'll take that.
Nah, you know.
Uh,
Uh-oh.
Tim said when Jaylen Brown made the comment about Shishi SGA getting a lot of calls, the Celtics beat OKC. Brown was the top 3 candidate for MVP, and all of a sudden fell out of the conversation. Of course, when you start talking, they're trying to make SGA the face of the league. I don't have a problem with it. I think he's earned it. But what you're not going to do is make it so nobody can get in his same zip code, because all that's going to do is cause resentment. And Anthony said my dad might do a fish and coconut sauce. Or my mom might cook some oxtail. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
And he said, stop culturally appropriating my music.
Yo, Anthony, you don't know how much Latin music I listen to, bro. I still love, and it's funny you even say this and you even made that comment. There's the song from the 19 Nats run, Karma. There's a version with Alicia Keys on it, and I play that all the time. My son used to get mad at me because there was a stretch in 2019 where, like, yeah, we played some Latina hits. So, you know, you gotta just understand, and you know, we play cousins. You know what I'm saying? We come from the people of brownness, so we all gonna love on what we do, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
And he said, sir, I find it hypocritical that Jaylen Brown complains about SGA getting fouls and flopping. He does the exact same shit. Well, we got choices today for us. I got a chicken ready to be cooked, whole chicken. You know, I like to make my mashed potatoes with fresh potatoes because I'm not good any other way.
Are you gonna
huh?
When you cook that chicken, are you gonna do it in a pan to start it off and then put it in a pot? I mean, then put it in the oven?
No. What I always do is, you know, after you wash and everything, get everything cleaned up, I take, and this is something my wife taught me about, man, this had to be about 14, 15 years ago, she taught me that. She was like, what you do is you pull that top layer of skin back, you put you some seasoning and some butter. Yep. And you make it, spin it all around and get it all mixed up and everything. You put it underneath the skin and everything, and it makes it more juicy. It makes the breast juicy and everything. You get it all through there. And then, you season the top. And if I'm not going to stuff the chicken, because I'll traditionally stuff the chicken, make stuff and then actually start packing and stuff the chicken. And I remember I told my wife that this is about a month or two ago. I made a whole chicken. She said, I didn't think you were really going to stuff it. I was like, that's the only way I know how to do it. I actually stuffed it.
That's funny you say that, because I normally stuff mine with onions and peppers because chicken is porous. So their pores are open and take in whatever you. So I sit like a thing of peppers, onions, and a couple of pieces of ice into the middle of my chicken if I'm doing a whole chicken, and let that just marinate and make everything else happen. And I do exactly what your wife says: get up under the skin, get that seasoning on there, rub it down. Let me rub you down. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Now, something else that I'll do if I don't use stuff, and I'll take an onion.
Yep.
And you just take an onion, you peel it, you put a little slits in it, you put it right in there, and let that thing go. But then you take after you season it real good, but before you season it real good, you get some melted butter. And you put your seasonings in your melted butter, and you might take some peppers and onions, and you drizzle it on the top and let it cook. And then you put it in the bag, and you just let that thing go. Let it go for about an hour, and then you take it, open that bag up, and let that top get real brown and everything. Yeah, good work.
Yeah. So yesterday I was lazy because I just bought a little fried chicken from Harris Teeter. I got like a little 4-piece, but my intention was to make tacos yesterday, so I was gonna get some chicken tenderloins. Tenderloins, loins so tender. Sorry, I had to shoehorn that in there. It's been a long morning, man. We had to wait like 30 minutes to get on the StreamYard. So if y'all don't understand for this silliness, that's what it is. We had a frustrating morning. Before we get out of here, because I think we got to wrap this up. Again, we want to say sincerely and from the bottom of our hearts, thank you to all the moms, the mothers, the grandmothers, the aunts, the godmothers, the mothers, the people that just take you in. And when I say mothers, I'm talking about, your best friend's mom, and your cousin's mom that takes you in as one of theirs. Like, even your podcast friend's mom, you know what I'm saying? I think all of them count in this world. And if you don't count everybody, then you feel like you're by yourself. So let everybody count. You got to come. Speaking of which, we a month away, Juneteenth. You got to come to my boy's thing, man. They do a great job. I can't remember. I think I got the invite, so I'll put like +4 because you and we can get Boss Man out there. It'd be dope, man. Because you see, like I swear to you, bro. I talk to my boy Thomas probably twice a year. One's at Juneteenth. One's probably like if we were doing a draft, or we ever get our fantasy league back up. Those are 2 times a year I talk to him. Rest of the year, he's in his own world. I'm in my own world. But I know that's my boy. But we gonna link up on Juneteenth. That's just like our holiday. And all the fellas come in, whether it's Dave, Rashid, Rod, and we all just kick it, man. So yeah. We gotta make sure I get you out there to Juneteenth, man.
Most definitely. Final comments real quick from Tim. He said, hell yeah. I got talking about Jaylen Brown. And he said, who gets more free throws a game than she and Brown drives to the basket and is more athletic and a better defender than she is.
We go. He in his bag today, baby.
I love it. So sit back, enjoy yourself today.
Oh,
Um,
and let's tell Tim. We hope he drinks all the fruit juices because he's going to have a juicer. I'm proud of him for not drinking any alcohol. Wink, wink. Um, just enjoy yourself today, man. Have a good time. Um, First round of Hawaiian Punch on me, big bro. I love you, big bro. And again, just all the moms, man. Nothing but love.
nothing but love, baby. So for the midnight ride, I'm the big guy KG. We are out of here.